everyone. Welcome back to our Friday review. So great to be here with you, closing out the week. Hopefully it was a great week for you. I can't wait to share with you all the new developments that have come about over the past couple of weeks. I have a brand new product review for you this week, a different type of olive oil. So this is one that I've never had before. I'm actually going to sample it right here on the show here today, tell you about the difference between this and other types of olive oil, and see that if it might be something you'd like to add to your dietary menu as well. New book to review, really short one, only about 150 pages. If you know anyone in your life with any respiratory-based issues, this might be a good book for them to refer to. I'll also be sharing with you two research studies, one on the hidden toxins inside of 95% of all baby food. You won't want to miss that one, so you can pass it on to anybody else in need as well. And then we have one additional research that I want to bring to you on how artificial intelligence, basically machine-based learning, is actually getting pretty amazing at being able to analyze and predict certain brain-based issues well before they actually occur. So let's dive right into it. So much to go over this week. The initial updates that I want to share with you are this. So I've got a big one coming, a product announcement coming in just a second, but if you have been thinking about joining the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute to go for your health coaching certification, now is the time to do it. No doubt about it. Here's why. It is my belief, and I just had a nice little conversation about this with other colleagues of mine, is that in terms of health and wellness, we're not going back as much to those office-based visits. Not meaning us. People's mindset is that if they can save time, a half hour to an hour getting to your office and the same leaving, that if they can check in with you over video, they're going to do so. So, I mean, I'll tell you right now, if you are thinking about getting to the next level or beginning your health coaching career, part-time or full-time, this is what it's all about. First, learn how to heal yourself. Learn how to heal others by becoming an IHP certified health coach. Can't recommend it enough. Head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org, integrativehealthpractitioner.org. Download the brochure, set up a time to talk with one of our enrollment counselors, IHP graduates, that can simply tell you what the program's all about. There's never any pressure at all. We only allow in 100 new members per month to keep our community small and tight-knit, and really it's an amazing group of people. And also this month, if you do end up joining the IHP community, you will get a free food sensitivity lab with your level 1 and level 2 purchase. That is shipped to you after graduating level 1, so that as you're doing level 2 and really learning about functional medicine lab testing, you'll be able to participate right alongside. So pretty amazing. Definitely check that out, integrativehealthpractitioner.org. Okay, second big announcement is this. Not next week, but it's coming. During the month of March, we are finally, after 2 years, bringing back the highest quality cannabinoid-rich CBD oil on the market. There's just no doubt about it. I mean, this is something that we've continued to use in private practice, but have not been able to offer it online. Finally, after 2 years, those of you who have been around for this journey since 2016, 2017, know that we were one of the first to get into CBD and offer it online, not because we wanted to be first, not because we wanted to try to use this as some great profit-generating thing. It wasn't about that. We just saw how well it was working in private practice for people dealing with certain mind, mood, sleep-based issues, and even inflammation and pain, and being able to use that as an adjunct, not the only thing, right? But as an adjunct, as an add-on to a great overall healthy de-stress protocol, diet, exercise, stress reduction, toxin removal, all those different things. By adding that on, amazing benefits. And so again, we were able to continue to use it in private practice. We were not able to share the product that we've been getting such great results with to all of people around the US. So it will be being re-debuted in March. So stay tuned. If you have not already signed up at equa.life, definitely do that. It's just equi.life. It's a couple times a week, you're going to get a simple, short email. It lets you know what we have going on, free content, all the different great articles we have being written over there. A lot of them are focused on immunity. We're talking a lot about gut and digestion as well this month. But you're going to be the first to know, because this is going to be our community only. We will be sending out an email. It'll be talked about on this podcast, but you will not see it on social media, certain regulations again. And so we essentially had to make a deal. I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now, but we were made an example of. Let's put it that way. We were made an example of. Processor taken away, bank taken away. Couldn't get you a simple product that is legal at a state level that has done so much for people. But the truth is, it's okay. You know, we weathered the storm. We were persistent. My team's amazing. They stuck with it. And now, about 2 years later, it's back. So I'll talk more about it in the future. But again, USDA organic, full spectrum, highest quality, new technology with absorption. It's absolutely fantastic. I've got a bottle right here that you can actually see. So I'll be talking more about that. Really, truly a great product, and definitely stay tuned for that. So that'll be coming in March. It actually won't be on the Equilife website. That was one of the stipulations as well. We have to put it on its own brand new website. I'll talk about that in just about a week or two. So stay tuned. Okay. The last item I want to talk about before I get into my olive oil book review and research is that this week is one of the biggest weeks in the history of Equilife. It really is. Obviously, just about a year ago, it was Equilibrium Nutrition. We became a truly global brand with Equilife. We're able to now use that name, and we're able to use our protocols with people all over the world now. So that was an amazing step forward. That, and also being more lifestyle-based, helping people over the entire de-stress protocol. But I've always wanted and always believed that people will better know how to heal when they run a functional medicine lab. But of course, functional medicine labs are not inexpensive. There's a price for them, and we have to pay the lab, right? We don't own any of the labs. That's the truth. Equilife is not a lab company, but a doctor does need to sign off on your labs. So what I decided to do when I transitioned from multiple private practices in Boston to virtual so that I could try to help more people is that I was going to open source functional medicine lab testing. That's exactly what myself and my team have done. We sign off on the labs for you. We ship them directly to you, and you're able to pinpoint exactly what your underlying root causes are. Well, again, I said, how can I get this to people so that they can experience the power of functional medicine? That's exactly what we were able to do for the very first time this week. I believe there are 250, but we are giving away 250 mineral and metal-based tests. Why does this test matter? Well, I wanted to start with this. Here's why. It is the very first test I ever did at 19 years old to figure out what my imbalances were. After that, it was the thyroid adrenal hormone test that we also offer. And then I started doing food sensitivity testing, and then I did stool testing. I kind of kept working and working and working. But this is the very first test I did. And the details and data are amazing, but it's also a great introductory lab if you've never done functional medicine testing before, or if you want to give this lab, gift it to any member of the family, 3 years and older, or to a family, friend, loved one, coworker, you name it, because all that you need is a small sample of hair. That's it. From the back of your head, you'll never see it missing. You do small snips, about 4 or 5 or so, and you just put that in the envelope. You send it to the lab, and what they do is they turn it to an ash, just like you would test olives, just like you would test lemons. The reason why you know lemons are high in potassium is because you turn it to an ash, you burn it, then you test it to see what the levels of minerals are. That's exactly what we're doing. We're looking at stress levels in your body through the calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium. Those are your electrolytes. We look at your chromium for blood sugar, your selenium for thyroid and antioxidants, your phosphorus for bone health and muscle tissue and protein in your diet. We're looking at heavy metals like lead and arsenic. We're looking at aluminum. We're looking at mercury. So this is truly an amazing test for a small sample of hair. You get back so much data. So again, can't recommend it enough. There are 250 free we are giving away. I hope that you're one of them. I really do, especially if you've never experienced the power of functional medicine before. Along with this, you get a readout of your results. You get on a call with one of our certified health coaches, my certified health coaches, and you get a plan that will get to the bottom of those root cause imbalances. So right now, completely free, over $149. Any $149 purchase worldwide at equi.life, EQUI.LIFE. Don't miss this one. It will not be coming around again. This is a free functional medicine lab to hopefully be able to introduce you to functional medicine and all the power that it holds in helping you to get well, to lose the weight, and to work on those anti-aging based goals. All right. Podcast recap of the week. Let's dive in. On Monday, we went over who's writing your story. This was one of my favorite motivation and mindset Monday podcasts in a long time, because right now, more than any other time probably in history, it is time to begin to write a new story. So check that out. That was episode 1844. 1845 was the truth about COVID antibody testing and long-term immunity. Don't miss that one. 1846, don't miss the gut adipose inflammation axis. This is our body's issues with dealing with inflammation in the gut and how it can cause us to gain weight. If you've been struggling with your weight, you won't want to miss that show. 1846. Yesterday's show, we had on Rachel Brathen, the yoga girl. So great to be able to connect with her. Really an amazing human being, and what she is doing and the message she is sharing with others out there. That was 1847. Today, of course, is 1848. All of the links for today, all of the notes, the previous podcasts, the olive oil, the research, all of that is at 1848. So just go to stephencabral.com/1848. And then, of course, over the weekend, we will be doing our house calls. So that is our podcast recap for the week. I'd love to now be able to let's go over the book review first before I pour myself a little cup of olive oil to taste. So this book, so the interesting thing, I read a lot of books. I know that you know that, and I love to read. So it's just, it's something that I love to do. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have all my books, because it's such a big part of me. And I think it just dates back to that's how I found out essentially about natural health and how to get well, as I read, and one book led to another. So I'm kind of laughing because I have no idea how I found this book. It could have just been an Amazon recommendation. Honestly, when I started to go through all my different purchases, it just recommended this book. And I was like, oh, let me take a look. Well, it's only 150 pages. It's super easy to read, and it is specific. So if you're looking for a book that will teach you how to improve your lungs, respiration, emphysema, COPD, this would be the book for that. So chronic pulmonary disorders, the author's name is Robert Greene, a naturopathic doctor. And I read the whole thing very, very quickly, just didn't take more, it took under an hour. And what it was really an A to Z on the foods, what to eat, what to stay away from, the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, and the specific herbs that have actually been used in Ayurveda for many, many years to help with bronchial and respiratory-based issues. So it's very concise. It's a book just on one thing. So if you know somebody who needs help with their lungs or with chronic pulmonary disorders, it could be a great book to refer to them. Again, I'll link it up today at stephencabral.com/1848. All right. I've been looking forward to this. This is a new olive oil, which is unfiltered. I have not used a lot of unfiltered olive oils. I'm sure I've had unfiltered olive oil at certain Italian restaurants over in Greece when I was fortunate enough to be able to visit many of the islands in Greece. But I've never bought a bottle of unfiltered olive oil. So I've talked about olive oil before on the show. I've actually made multiple recommendations for olive oil. But what do I look for? So when you're purchasing olive oil, you want single source ideally, meaning from one place. You want organic, you want first pressed, you want cold pressed, and you want to have it in a dark bottle like this one, so the light cannot damage these sensitive monounsaturated and a little bit of polyunsaturated fats in there, so it does not oxidize. Now, there is filtered though, which most people get for olive oil, so it doesn't have all the cloudiness to it. But you can actually get unfiltered olive oil so that it looks cloudy and there's more of, I would say, the polyphenols, the actual components of the olive, right? Because it has not been strained as much. So This is for people that want as close to an olive as possible, right? They want to get as close to nature as possible. It's still processed, of course. They're pressing olives to make olive oil, but I believe in the benefits of it. I've given you the benefits of olive oil before. I follow a predominantly Mediterranean diet. And the nice thing about this, it's called Paisano. I have not tried it before, so I'm literally trying it with you right now. If you're watching this on video, fantastic. You can see me taste this. This has been multiple awards. I don't really care too much about awards, to be honest with you. But this is, they have one that I believe is from Greek olives, and then they have their Sicilian olives. This one is the Sicilian olive one, directly from Italy. And it's also early harvest, which is amazing. So these olives are at their freshest point in early harvest. I'm going to see if I can read that to you. And it's in early October, exactly. So the harvest for olives is typically, I think it's somewhere around late September and early October, depending, of course, on the olives that year. Absolutely amazing. And they say they press it within 8 hours of taking the olives off those branches. So this is truly an art form for them. So, and when I looked on Amazon, it had 4.8 out of 5 stars. So pretty fantastic. That is me opening the bottle right there. It's got the aeration top right there on it. Let's hold this up to you, see what it looks like. All right. So if I hold this right up to the camera, you can see how cloudy that is. Now, not discernibly, I would say, different than I would say most olive oils, most good organic filtered olive oils, but you can definitely see the cloudiness in there, and I can see it right through the bottle. I'm going to hold this up again. You probably won't be able to see it as well, but there's definitely a lot more cloudiness to it than a regular bottle of olive oil. And I state that as well, and that's because you might think that it's gone bad. It hasn't. It typically settles towards the bottom. So I was very cognizant to pop that bottom and pour it over so that it filtered through, so all the cloudiness actually mixed through. It might be akin to your Bragg's apple cider vinegar. You know, when it's unfiltered, all of it floats to the bottom. You shake it around a little bit, you have that. All right, I'm going to give it a little taste test. We'll see. If it has a lot of polyphenols, it's going to have a lot of bite in the back of my throat. So I might actually cough. There might be a little bit of coughing. But let me taste this. Let me give it a little bit of a test. Oh, that is a strong, good quality olive oil. And there's the cough. I've got a little green juice here to wash that down. Okay, that's the real deal. And you can test any olive oil that same way. So what you look for, and this is just in a little medicine cup right here that comes with like any vitamin C or something like that. So what I look for is now typically I'm not consuming it on its own like I did right there, but for a taste test, yes, absolutely. And if you've never done like an olive oil taste testing, it makes a huge difference. So when I add this to vegetables and all sorts of different dishes, it's not going to be a big deal. But when you take a little bit on its own, the more bite, almost like a burn in the back of your throat, typically the more polyphenols, plant-based antioxidants. And if you didn't listen to my show on episode 1831, the 6 plant flavonoids that extend life, definitely check it out. There is a reason why the Mediterranean diet is, without a doubt, the best overall foundational-based diet. I've got a podcast on that. I'm going to link that up as well. Great olive oil. Looking forward to now adding that to my lunch today and sharing this with my family. I put the cap back on, make sure this doesn't get too much oxygen air in it right away. So without a doubt, again, I didn't know if I was going to be able to recommend it to you. USDA organic, the real deal, unfiltered, huge fan. I may be switching. All right. Next up and last of the day are our research for the day. And I'm going to give you this first before I get to the toxins found in 95% of all baby foods. So the University of Alberta researchers have taken a big step in developing artificial intelligence, a tool that will be able to predict and is predicting schizophrenia by analyzing brain scans. So it accurately identified the 14 individuals who scored highest on a self-reported schizophrenia personality trait test. So essentially, there are quizzes, exams, tests right now for schizophrenia and other brain-based disorders. Now, this artificial intelligence is actually going to be able to map the brain scans, map these scans rather than just self-reported reports, and be able to see as an early predictor who is going to be most susceptible to schizophrenia, most likely dementia, Alzheimer's, and other things as well. So this is early days, but schizophrenia affects over 300,000 Canadians where this was done. There's issues with delusions, hallucinations, disorganized speak, trouble thinking, lack of motivation. So again, this is really important first steps. I truly believe within the next 20 years maximum, we are going to be able to use artificial intelligence, a machine-based learning. Basically, the machine is going to teach the machine. So humans are going to put in the initial input and data, and then the machines are going to be able to come up with better predictive-based outcome. And this is a field that I'm very passionate about getting into, simply because if we can detect things earlier, then we can use natural or, if people decide, conventional medicine approaches. So excited about that. I really am. I'm excited about a few different things and wearable technology, all those things, but these scan-based devices as well. So I wanted to bring that to you. And if anybody's interested or anybody has any family members or if schizophrenia runs in your family, this might be worth checking out. All right. The last research study for the day is on toxins in baby food. One of the great members of our team, Laurie, actually sent this over to me. She knows that I'm always looking for great research to be able to share with you. Here's the headline. This is on CNN, by the way. Leading baby food manufacturers knowingly sold products with high levels of toxic metals. A congressional investigation found. I can't say this enough. We live in a toxic world, and big corporations and big pharma and big farms and big agri, all of these things, they care about making as much money as possible. They are not keeping in mind the best interest of individuals. So let me give you the statistics here, and I'm actually going to link up the PDF for you to go through it. It is worth your while to read through it, at least the first 10 pages. Now, I'm going to read you the direct stats in case you don't want to read it yourself, but here it is. Okay. Here's what they found. Only 5% of the baby foods they tested didn't have any metals. 8% had 1 metal, 21% had 2 metals, 40% had 3 metals, 20% had 4 metals that were there. And again, they're only tested for 4. The major heavy metals they found were arsenic and lead. Really, really disturbing. Arsenic was found in 73% of all baby foods, lead in 94%, cadmium 75%, mercury in 32%. The major issues were in puffed rice snacks, teething biscuits, infant rice cereal, fruit juice, and then carrot and sweet potato pre-made baby food. So those are the ones you're going to want to watch out for the most. The alternatives they recommended, and I'm going to link up the PDF for you, rice-free snacks. Let's see here. Frozen banana or chilled cucumber instead of the teething biscuits. Look for an oatmeal instead of a infant rice cereal. Drink water instead of fruit juice. And eat a variety of fruits and vegetables, not just carrot and sweet potatoes. You can include carrots and sweet potatoes, and ideally, if you can make them your own and turn them to your own pureed baby foods, even better. So I wanted to share that with you. Again, it's so disturbing because obviously infants and toddlers are not able to remove these toxins as well as an adult. So 4 toxic heavy metals were tested, 168 different containers, 61 baby food brands, only 5% passed with no heavy metals. I'm going to link up. I don't like to disparage any brands, but the brands have been named inside of this document. I'm going to link it up for you. And again, this is just us trying to do our best. It really is trying to stay safe, trying to help each other out. And the only silver lining is that we figure this out. We begin to work more with brands that we trust, and that when really children can begin to detox their bodies with good hydration, with good fruits and veggies, And when they do get over the age of 3, then we can start to use actually heavy metal detox-based protocols that you can find at equi.life. You can simply go there. Again, over 3 years old, you'll use a partial dosage. But really, I would... if you want to run the hair tissue mineral analysis, which is the minerals and metals test, one of the ones that we are actually giving away, but people, of course, will listen to this in the future. You can do that and just to look for that arsenic and lead and mercury. Such an important thing. Again, you just don't know what you don't know if you're not lab testing or if you're not looking at this research. So that's why I try to keep up with it. I know it's somber. It's not a good thing, but once we know, we can know what to do and move forward. Hopefully this was helpful. Please, as always, do feel free to share this information with anyone you believe it could serve. And for today's links, head on over to stephencabral.com/1848 for all of the details. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll be back tomorrow with the first house call of the weekend.